So today I'm in a squat in London. So the reason why I'm making these videos is because I want to show how you can practice yoga wherever you are, in whatever conditions. It's not about having a mat, about having the right clothes or being in the right environment in a yoga studio. You can practice yoga anywhere. In fact, yoga is a practice where it's something that you should practice on a daily basis, regardless of class or no class, as yoga initially and primarily is a style of life, is a philosophy, right? So we start with the yamas and the niyamas, the actions that we do to the world, towards the world and towards ourselves, the ahimsa, the non-violence that we practice again towards the world and to ourselves. So it's to be kind to others and also to be kind to ourselves, not to be too harsh. And these two actions, the yamas and niyamas, come before the asana, which is what most of us consider yoga. And after the asana, we have other 5 different practices to reach enlightenment. But not everybody wants to reach enlightenment, as that does entail to have some sort of detachment from the human emotions. So, like my teacher said, Samadhi, which is enlightenment for the yogis, is something that I probably would like to achieve when I'm 50 or 60, because I like pizza movies too much. So so the great thing about yoga is just to practice. Is to practice on a daily basis, and it's not to have a mat, it's not to have the right clothes. It's actually just to be here, to practice with yourself, to be with yourself, and to be conscious and mindful about your movement, your breath, and your thoughts, because you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts, because you can be aware of both your mind and your thoughts. So you are this greater conscious being that lives, that resides inside your body, and you see the world through your eyes. Because you are the spirit that resides in this body, you're not your body, but you are part of it. So similarly to your mind, you're not your thoughts, but the thoughts are part of you. And this allows us to understand further the study of the self, to understand who we actually are. Who am I? What am I doing here? All of these amazing, wonderful questions that we've been asking ourselves from the moment we had language, basically, from the moment that we had reason, and I started looking up to the skies for answers. So today I'm in a squat in London as part. I'm here covering the Extinction Rebellion protest, and decided to come here for the night. So I just wanted to show, this is a pretty cool space. I don't have my yoga mat, I don't have particularly the right clothes to do yoga. And by what I mean by yoga is the asana part. But I just wanted to show what I do in the morning when I wake up. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So what I tend to do is just feel what my body needs. So I move accordingly to what my body wants. So I try different things and see where the stiffnesses are. So today I can feel that my right hip is stiffer than my left one. And also what I'm doing is basically I'm pressing into my feet. So if I'm pressing into my feet, I can open my hips, and I need to engage my abs to lift the spine up, and that creates a lift in your spine. And the idea is not to it's to lift from the sacrum up, so you don't create rounding in your lower back. Wow. So on the left side, for some reason, it's insanely tight. So what I'm doing here is I'm pushing my foot against my right elbow, and the right arm is pushing my leg away. So you have this action where the foot is pushing forward and the right arm is pulling me back. And that creates the lift in the spine that you want to kind of move the muscles around your glutes and lengthen them so you can open your hip, engaging your right leg down, pressing with your thigh, lifting your right foot, bringing the toes towards the ceiling so you can engage your calf, and then see if with the breath you can inhale the belly into the body, move the air up into your chest so you can create that nice space in your lower area of your tummy, so you can have more space for the leg to come in. trying to keep the leg at 90 degrees, you pull the chest forward, which lengthens the spine, and then you can start moving. Hello. That's what happens when you forget to put your phone on silent. Right. So one of the reasons why I love down dog so much is because you actually end up working almost everything in your body. You open your shoulders, you're lengthening your spine, you engage in your hips, so if there's stiffness there, it might be a bit painful. You're working on your hamstrings, on your quads, on your calves. You're pressing into your balls of your feet, into your mounds of your feet, which kind of create a nice compression or dipping in your belly. So then the chest can come, your rib cage can come in towards your, what do you call them? Your quads, your thighs, while your chest can slide in between the gates of your shoulders. Your head hangs heavy and your fingers are very much active. Your thighs are engaged, pulling up your kneecaps, sucking up the kneecap in towards your hips. And the more you stay here, seriously, the more you stay here, the better, the more the benefits of this pose you'll feel. And therefore, the deeper you can go into this pose. Remember to use the breath to inhale, to push the body away from the floor, and exhale to ground the feet. And you find this nice lengthen happening in your hip area. And I can really feel my left hip in this right now. And there's almost like a mantra going on in my brain. Kind of do a mental check, or a physical check, I suppose. If I'm engaging properly with my hands, if I can create more space. So right now I can feel that I can stretch my fingers more, and I can get more space from my hands into my shoulders, into my armpits, which means that I can rotate and move the chest forward, which then sends the hip further back. So it's almost like a game of creating more space in your body. So that's why I really enjoy practicing static poses, because then the flow, instead of being of the external body moving, it's your internal body moving, and you find different ways to open up new areas once the body has released tension. you can start moving that extra space around the body. And closing your eyes and focusing on your breath is very useful as well. So it's interesting. So it feels as if the upper edge of my right thigh is really tight, but then my left hip, kind of the glute, my left hip was really tight. So yeah, it's always interesting to see how your body just wakes up each day. Cool. That's all I have for today. And yeah, it's amazing how a few minutes can just completely change not only how you feel in your body, but how you feel in your mind as well. I keep saying if you don't have stiffnesses in your body, you have less stiffnesses in your mind, as your mind is not fighting, it's not distracted by the stiffnesses in your body. So, if you can, practice 10-15 minutes a day before you go to work or whatever, and within a couple of days you will notice a massive difference in your morale, in your mood, in the way of thinking, and yeah,